And we're back. Blue Zone Podcast with Blu Harris.
What's
up, my man? All right, we're back today and we're talking all things insurance. You're the owner of Lifeline Roofing Systems, correct?
Yes, sir.
Where are you guys located?
Conroe, Texas.
Perfect, man. So today, insurance, man. This can apply to real estate agents and homeowners, essentially, right?
Every homeowner, essentially.
Yeah, because there's a lot of problems when it comes down to that, right? Or like understanding how to navigate it appropriately.
Yeah, 100%. And it's an ever-changing, it's an evolution. I mean, insurance keeps changing the game on their policyholders. Sometimes the policyholders are aware of the changes, and a lot of times, and most of the times, they're not.
And that's where having a vetted roofing consultant on your side as a homeowner can help, right?
It can absolutely help. And then staying in contact more and more with your insurance brokers and agents. I think that's the key. You have to be continually updating your policies.
Perfect. All right, man. So we're going to start off with claims process and coverage. When a homeowner files a claim, what's the biggest misunderstanding they usually have about about how their policy actually works?
From our standpoint, a lot of homeowners believe that if their roof is past a certain age, that they're automatically going to get a new roof paid before buying insurance. That is absolutely not true. The truth is you have to have storm damage of some kind, wind, hail, hurricane, tornado, etc. And at that point, it's important to know and understand which type of policy you have. There are two, the main two, RCV, replacement cost value, and ACV, actual cost value. RCV allows for the homeowner to recover all
repeat
depreciation.
I think is actual cash value?
Yes.
Did you say cost or did you say cash?
Did what I say?
Okay. Yeah, just run it back. Just run it back, RCV and ACV.
RCV and ACV, replacement cost value, and actual cash value.
Perfect.
Thank you. And then replacement cost value is what you want, because that's when you get all of the depreciation back, versus ACV, they take the depreciation and they keep it, and you only get what the roof, in this case, if it's the roof, what the roof is worth today.
Gotcha. Okay. Can you explain the difference between storm damage that insurance typically covers versus normal wear and tear?
Storm damage would include wind, hail, if something penetrated your roof, such as a tree limb or a branch. And those are usually the top three that we see. Normal wear and tear that could be mistaken for hail would be blistering, which is a natural aging process of an asphalt roof. And it's usually due to a lack of proper ventilation in an attic space. So what happens is the shingles kind of bubble up from the inside out, and they create these little bubbles and they burst. Well, after it bursts, you can see little divots, kind of like your little pits in the shingles. Well, a lot of inexperienced people in our business will try to mistake that for hail damage, when in fact it's not. It's blistering.
So that's probably a major problem down here because of the heat.
Yes.
And poor ventilation.
100%, which, that's why at Lifeline Roofing Systems, we go into the attics and we do very thorough ventilation inspections before we replace roofs, because we understand the importance of extending the lifespan of the roof system based on the quality of the asphalt materials that we use and the intake and the outtake ventilation in their attics.
Perfect. Financial impact, man. What does it mean when a policy is prorated versus non-prorated, and how does that affect what a homeowner pays out of pocket?
It's kind of the ACV, RCV. RCV is non-prorated, ACV is prorated.
Okay.
And irregardless of which policy it is, the homeowner will still be responsible for the deductible.
Okay.
So a $10,000 roof at RCV with a $2,000 deductible, they're going to get $8,000 back from the insurance company in total. A $10,000 roof with a $2,000 deductible on an ACV policy that and the roof is 15 years old, they may only get 50% back, so $5,000 from the insurance company minus their deductible. They'll actually only receive $3,000.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh,
they don't receive the depreciation or the replacement cost value of today's market. They only receive the actual cash value based on the age of the roof.
Okay, gotcha. How do deductibles work with roof claims, and why is it important to know your deductible before filing?
Well, it's state law. HB 2102, passed by state legislature in Texas in 2018, requires all property owners to pay their deductibles when they have claims with insurance. Specifically, that law was put into place due to roofing contractors eating deductibles and overbilling insurance companies, creating insurance fraud. So it's important for homeowners to know, A, how much their deductible is, because usually their deductible for any other peril around the home other than roof damage is a percentage. Let's say it's 1%. But then there's an additional deductible for hail and wind damage specifically for roofs. Usually that's at least 2%, and we're seeing them up to 5%.
Oh.
And then there could be another one for hurricanes where they could be 4, 5, 6, 7%. So there can actually be 3 different deductible percentages based on what type of damage occurs on the home. So it's important for homeowners to know what exactly they have, not only in the percentage of the deductible, but also what type of policy is an ACV or an RCV.
So we're talking a big difference here. That
Huge.
Deductible of like 4 figures to 5 figures.
Huge difference. Yeah, we're seeing
So-
deductibles we're seeing $20,000 deductibles on some of these homes.
So how do y'all help homeowner? How does Lifeline Roofing help homeowners navigate that if they can't afford that 5-figure deductible? Like, what are some ways for them to be able to move forward if they need a roof?
Financing. We offer financing. We try to offer financing options. And then, if it is a claim, we try to make sure to maximize the dollar value of the claim with the insurance carrier. For instance, if a lot of times the adjusters come out and they'll just kind of skim over it and say, yeah, you've got some hail damage, we're going to write it up for this amount. They're going to miss some details that we are trained to catch. And we go back to the insurance company and say, okay, we need additional this dollar amount for these additional items that were missed the first time. So that helps the property owner get more dollars from the insurance company, which hopefully, we can help them get a better roofing system ultimately, or help pay for the roofing system that they currently have. Their deductible, there's really nothing we can do about that other than try to offer financing.
Gotcha. So when a homeowner has a leak or needs a roof or anything like that, and there's a claim that needs to be filed, what should the homeowner do first? Should they call a roofing contractor and get an understanding of what's going on? Or should they call their insurance company first?
They should call somebody they trust to look at it, because we don't want to promote filing claims. That's the last thing you want to do, because, whether insurance companies tell you that or not, they're keeping track. And so we want to come out and make sure we have, the validity in filing the claim. So you want someone you trust, not somebody who knocks on your door asking you and say, hey, we did a roof down the road, insurance bought it, let me get up and check your roof. Don't trust that guy. Like we talked about in our previous podcast, like if someone knocks on your door, don't let them on your roof. Find out who they are, get their card, do some research on the company, and make sure they're legit. Make sure their EIN number is legit. Make sure they're licensed with the state of Texas. Find out how many years of business how many years they've been in business, and then have them come look. It's not an emergency. Yeah, you get a little bit of hail damage, that's fine. Roof's not leaking, it's not an emergency. Take your time, vet your contractor, get someone you trust, have them come out, do a thorough inspection, show you pictures, show you proof. And hey, if somebody wants to do a drone inspection for you, by all means, let them do that. Just don't let them get on your roof unless you know who they are, or they come from a trusted friend or relative or something like that.
Perfect. Documentation and advocacy. Why is documentation like photos, drone footage, and inspection reports so critical for, repeat that. Why is documentation like photos, drone footage, and inspection reports so critical for getting claims approved?
It's what the adjusters do. I mean, essentially, we want to be an adjuster before an adjuster shows up. So we want to have all the documentation we could possibly have. And God forbid, insurance companies, even though there's damage there, even the adjuster shows the proof and the insurance company still says no. And there are a lot of them that will say no, irregardless. They will just absolutely deny because the percentage is on their side that homeowners aren't going to fight back.
Delay, deny, defend.
Exactly. So it's important that we have all that documentation in our CRM ready to go in case we need to go to the next step to a public adjuster and or even an attorney. And we have all the facts for them to present the case.
I think that's important to touch on right there. Like when a homeowner gets denied,
Yeah.
what should they do?
Fight. If it's legit. Now, get a second opinion too. Like, just because it's a contractor that just knocked on your door, got up on your roof, said there's hail damage. Well, again, you got to remember these folks are making a living by replacing roofs. It's a percentage game. They want everybody door they knock on, they want them to file a claim, which is why, again, call us because you can trust us to tell you the truth and get photo documentation and get all the proof, before filing the claim. But if we go out there and we believe there's hail damage, an adjuster comes out, insurance says no, okay. Then we ask for a reinspection with a different adjuster. If they deny that, then we go to a public adjuster. And then we get a public adjuster involved. And then they take over from there. And usually the public adjuster, I'd say 75% of the time gets it done. And another 25%, we have to take it to an attorney.
So litigation at some point.
At some point, that's a possibility, but we're trying to avoid that.
Okay.
That's the last thing we want to do. A homeowner needs a roof. They need it now, not a year and a half from now.
Gotcha. What's one red flag a homeowner should look for in their claim paperwork that could mean they aren't getting full coverage?
Well, again, the actual cost value versus replacement cost value.
So really, they need to understand this policy front and back, side to side.
They do, and they need to stay in contact. They need to get an annual update from their insurance agent on their policy. Because I'm guilty of this too. Like we forget, like, yeah, I've got homeowners insurance. Until you actually need it, you really don't know what it covers. And then when you need it, you realize, oh shit, I have an ACV on my roof. What? When did this happen?
Yeah. Now you're going to have to fork out $20K.
Exactly. And what they'll tell you is, well, we sent you that letter a year and a half ago. Well, I'm guilty. I don't read all those letters from the insurance company.
Who reads their iPhone or their cell phone?
Yeah, I'm not reading the fine
Come on,
print.
man. Let's be real.
So it behooves you to put on your calendar annually, once a year. Just do an annual insurance audit on your home and make sure that you're covered.
Let's see what we got.
Or understand your coverage.
Yeah. Future protection. How can homeowners make sure they're covered for future storms? Are there upgrades or endorsements worth asking their agents about?
That would be an insurance agent question.
Okay.
But as far as preventing damage on a future storm for prior to hurricane season or even the winter, calling Lifeline Roofing, let us come over and do a maintenance package. Let us blow off the roof. Let's blow out the gutters. Let's clear the debris. Let's seal up all the penetrations. Let's make sure everything is nice and tight and tidy before we get inclement weather so it hopefully, passes through the storm without any damage.
Because people don't think about this, right? The roof, like you said, they don't even realize they have a roof until the dang thing's leaking.
Exactly.
And what you want to do is you want to start considering that and baking that into your normal maintenance of your home anyways, just like your HVAC, everything else. You want to get maintenance on this thing.
It's like
just like brushing your teeth.
Yeah, it's like changing the filter in your HVAC system. If you don't change the filter, the HVAC system will not last as long. It's the same concept with the roof. And these are very expensive trade-outs. HVAC is very expensive. Believe me, I just found that out. Pardon me. Oh, it hurt. And roof replacements are very expensive. So take care of it. Maintain it. Get us out there once or twice a year and let us just constantly just give it some TLC. It doesn't cost very much, and in the long run, it's going to save you money.
Yeah, because essentially you could turn a $500 problem into a $5,000 or $10,000 problem without proper maintenance.
Easy. Or a $25,000 problem because now you got to replace it, Policy awareness and preparation.
What should homeowners look for in their policy right now so they're not surprised later?
It's the same question. It's
ACV?
the same answer. Yeah. I mean, get with your
Because
agents.
there's clauses, right? So really, it's just sitting down with your agent and be like, I want you to run to
Yeah,
this.
get with your agent. And once a year might not even be enough. Insurance is changing rapidly right now. And
Why?
Well, because roofing replacement is the number one cost that insurers have in the country. Roof replacement is their number one loss leader. One. They are tightening the grip on roofs. That's which is making it so much harder for realtors. We go back to that conversation. Realtors are having a harder time buying and selling homes because of roofs due to insurance companies not wanting to write a policy on a roof 10 years older or plus in many situations, making it very difficult for the seller and the buyer to make the transaction happen. And how do we combat that? Well, shop the insurance. Like, don't just go to one. Go to a broker. And when we have brokers that we work with that we really like, and let them shop the carousel wheel of insurance companies that they work with, and find somebody that'll insure it to help, help make that deal go through for the realtor.
So once again, just staying in front of it, being educated, and being
That's all it
proactive.
is. It's just staying in front. Exactly right. It's just being proactive and making that part of your annual routine to understand what your policy is really saying.
Let's see. So we're going to talk about some financial protection. What's the risk if a homeowner doesn't update their policy after a roof replacement?
Paying too much.
How so?
Well, I mean, insurance carriers are, and everybody that is going to listen to this, you probably know this, your insurance rates are rising. And a lot of the reason they're rising, inflation is one thing. That's what they're going to use. That's an easy one. But another is the age of your roof. The older your roof is, the bigger the risk to them is that they'll have to replace it due to some hail or wind event that may occur. So once you replace your roof, shop immediately. Just shop it for two different reasons. One, you just eliminated the loss leader for the insurance company. So you are very attractive to be insured. If I'm an insurance company, I'm like, oh, yeah, I want you. You got a new roof.
Yeah.
The chances of your roof getting damaged are less likely than the other million customers that we have with roofs that are, X amount of years old. And the roofs nowadays are coming with Class 3 and Class 4 impact ratings, which supposedly decrease the chance of hailstones 1.5 inches or 2 inches in diameter damaging the shingles, which again decreases the risk to the insurance company. So they're all about it. Okay. So you put a new roof on, go shop your insurance. I guarantee. I did that 2 years ago, and I was shocked at how much lower my policy went down. $2,000 annually, $2,000 I saved.
Yeah.
By switching insurance companies with the new roof.
Wow.
Yeah. It was awesome. I was like, ha. You're fired. You're hired. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. Long-term strategy. We're going to pivot. Speaking of shingles and impact resistance, how do upgrades like impact-resistant shingles affect insurance premiums and future claims?
We just answered that question.
So
essentially, they're going to ideally they're going to decrease the claims probability because it's supposed to be impact resistant. We'll see.
Okay. Here's another one. What's the value of having a preferred contractor relationship established before you ever have to call in a claim?
Well, that's invaluable as well, and I think you find somebody that you really communicate well with, that communicates well with you, and that treats you fairly and that you trust, and it shows you the proof of what's going on your home, on your roof. And if like us, let us do the maintenance. Like allow us to help you extend the life of the roof that you have. That's the relationship you want to have with any contractor you work with, irregardless of what trade it is.
Okay. Let's see. Let's talk about realtors now. Okay. Protecting deals and inspections. How can a roofing consultant like Lifeline Roofing Systems help prevent last minute surprises during home inspections that could delay a closing?
Have us come look at the roof before it gets into an option period. And let us look at it. If you're going to put it on the market, let us come look at it. Let us give you what the real deal is on the roof. A lot of times we can come up and do a quick maintenance, ceiling maintenance on it, spruce it up, touch it up. It's pennies on the dollar, and get it to where it looks very nice and it is presentable before an inspector comes out. It's gonna help the deal move more smoothly and faster by doing a preemptive maintenance on it before you start the selling process.
Okay. Let's see. What roofing issues do you see most often that kills deals, and how can we spot them early for a realtor?
For realtors, it's details on the flashing are usually always come up, and that's part of our ceiling maintenance package. Like we'll fix all that before they even show up, the inspectors, and then it's granule loss. If you have a lot of granule loss on the shingle, that's very evident and obvious to the eye. There's really nothing we can do about that.
Okay.
But it's good to get ahead of it, so the seller understands what they're going to have to do to sell the house. If you go into a situation as a realtor, understanding that, yes, we know we may have to negotiate a roof replacement here. Well, call us. Let us give you a price, so you at least have an understanding what the math is going to look like before you go into this, versus getting caught with your pants down and the inspector says, hey, you need a new roof, and 3 roofers come out and say, yeah, you need a new roof. Well, if you'd have called us to begin with, we'd have told you that, or we'd have told you no, that's not the case. But if it is the case, you'd have a price in hand and have an understanding.
Gotcha. Circling back, what is flashing for people that don't know?
Flashing is more or less anywhere the roof slope butts into a wall or a pipe, or there's sidewalls, there's counter walls. Anything that the roof slope touches has flashing. So it's all the metal, it's the boot, it's the little 4-way mushroom top looking vents.
But it essentially prevents water from penetrating.
Yes, exactly. These are the areas that are most likely to leak. 9 times out of 10 is where flashing exists. So
is that due to poor install initially?
And it could be in cases. It could be age. It could be settling. A lot of times roofers use cheaper materials like plastic pipe boots, for instance. We don't like plastic pipe boots, and they use smooth shank nails. Well, they hammer those in. Well, eventually plastic gets so hot in Houston, it just starts curling up. Then you get wind-driven rain. It goes up underneath there, and boom, you've got a pipe around your pipe jack. Now, we use galvanized jacks so they can't curl up, and then we use ring shank nails so they stay embedded into the plywood. So there's little things that we do when we do our installs differently to prevent that in the future, but that's what we see constantly, because new construction builders, these production builders don't care. They're using the cheapest product they possibly can get their
turn and burn.
It's turn and burn with no warranties. Like, boom, we're out. So we come across that a lot.
Yeah, you just encountered that, didn't you, with the rafter?
Yes. Oh, man, I'm not going to mention the builder, but we had to more or less go in, take 10 sheets of plywood off, remove rafters, move rafters, remove rafters, tie toenails some things together, and it was amazing, the difference. He had a lot of telegraphing and rolling because rafters weren't connected properly. We fixed that, and it's got a nice smooth, nice smooth slopes now. It looks great.
So really, when it comes down to buyers, they can't really do anything about that, right? When it comes to a builder and these homes that are already built, cookie cutter homes?
Not really.
Yeah.
Not really.
Because an inspection isn't really going to do anything, home inspection?
What the home inspection, if the home inspector is really looking for these items, they're going to call them out, and it's going to put the seller in a more precarious negotiating position ultimately. And because, the builder it was always like that. But an inspector's job for our buyers to come and find any nuance he can possibly find to drive the price down. And those are easy targets.
Gotcha. Let's see. This is an interesting one. Let's see. Why does documenting a roof's health Why does documenting a roof's health with drone footage or physical inspection make a listing more attractive to buyers?
That's a good question. I mean, wouldn't you want a health report on anything you buy? And the maintenance records, like a maintenance records of your vehicle, you want to know what the maintenance records are. I want to know the maintenance record of my generator. I want to know the maintenance records of my HVAC system. So yeah, I think it is important to know that as a buyer, the seller is taking care of the big ticket items and has been. So, us coming out and doing maintenance packages regularly for somebody 5-7 years down the road, handing that paperwork to a potential buyer is important because they know we have been taking care of it personally for 7 years, however long it is. And if there's any issue, they should call us because we know exactly what's going on that roof for you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well said, sir.
Thanks.
Okay, let's talk about some insurance and timing. What should realtors know about insurance claims that could make or break a deal during negotiations?
Again, they need to call a roofing contractor that they work with closely and trust and let us come out and say, yes, you have some damage here that you guys ought to look at before putting this into the marketplace. Because a lot of times we can go out, we can help a deal. If there's legitimate storm damage, we can really help realtors, sell that home because the seller has a roof that with damage on it. Instead of paying $20,000 to have it replaced, if we can come in, work with an insurance company, get the insurance company to pay for the replacement, well, the seller just spent, let's say, $5,000 deductible instead of $20,000. That's a $15,000 savings on the home. And there's no negotiation. There's no worries. There's no concerns. You got a brand new roof. It's been paid for. I didn't have to take $20,000 out of my pocket. I only paid my deductible. It's a win-win. Now, a realtor has a brand new house to sell, not a brand new house, but a new home to sell with a brand new roof.
So it sounds like if a homeowner or a realtor is having any problems, they just need to call Lifeline Roofing Systems.
Damn straight.
All right, we got 2 minutes, man. Let's see what we got here. Let's see. How can working with Lifeline Roofing give realtors confidence their transactions will close smoothly?
Just do the research on us. I mean, look at our reviews. And when they meet us, they're going to realize, we're just extremely transparent and honest, and we do what's right by people, period.
If a realtor introduces Lifeline Roofing Systems to their client early in the process, how does that save time, money, and headaches later?
It's before mentioned. I mean, we can get ahead of any issues or we get ahead of any curveballs that could be thrown at them that are roof related.
So really, it's just preventative.
It's preventative. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Let's get ahead of it. Let's make you aware of everything that's going on, and let's take care of it and get you to a position where you can sell your home.
Well, man, that was good. Do you have any closing thoughts, Blu? Closing thoughts, man.
Closing thoughts. Again, it's always be careful. The state of Texas doesn't require licensing in the roofing industry, so as a property owner, it's scary. We're getting our doors knocked on by solar salesmen, alarm salesmen, roofing salesmen, and anybody that knocks on my door, I don't particularly trust. Now, I don't mind a canvasser presenting, a solution, but I'm going to have the professional come out behind me. But if they knock on and say, hey, I'm going to do this for you now, I'm like, no, you're not. No, you're not. I don't trust you.
And that's the difference, right? You want to provide education. You're not selling. You're providing education.
Yes. You want to provide education. You want to make sure, again, vet the people that you let on your home or in your home. Make sure they've been in business. Like the actual EIN number is registered with the state of Texas for an extended period of time. Not, again, I've been in business for 20 years. Well, you've been 6 businesses. How long has this business been in the market? But we've been around since 2018, so you can trust us.
And the deal is, man, everybody, if you own a roof, you're going to need help. So you might as well focus on building a relationship with a vetted contractor.
That's a very good point. The roof isn't a want. This isn't a want business. It's a need business. And it's a very expensive need business. So do yourself a solid, have a relationship with a professional roofing company, and let them help yourself maintain a very expensive investment, and that's what we do.
Bingo.